Okay, so I look very, very bad first thing in the morning. So the first thing, of course, I do is just get out of bed. It's probably about 7, a little after 7. My first kids come at 7:30, so right now I am just gonna do the morning routine that everybody does. So now that I'm looking half-assed decent, um, my first set of kids already arrived. It's 7:30, so right now I'm just gonna go greet them. And sorry, this is just really wonky. And yeah, let them play in the toy room for a little bit until everybody else arrives, which my next set of kids will be arriving probably within the next 15 minutes or so. Yeah, so right now they're just playing in the toy room. And they're brother and sister, so I do have one toddler here right now, and her brother actually plays in the preschool room, but sometimes I let them play together, so especially when they're the first kids to arrive. So that's what we're doing right now. So, and my little shadow just found me, so we're just playing in the playroom right now. So right now, I usually let the kids get waters and have the waters throughout the day. So right now I am just gonna be filling their waters and giving them to her. The little girl already reminded me of that. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So the waters are just over here. I just don't want to get the kids into the video here because for obvious reasons. So I keep their water bottles just down here, and I'm just gonna fill their water bottles up. So usually by now I will have another little girl that comes. She usually comes about 1:45, and right now it is 5 to 8. So I don't think she's gonna be coming now this morning, but I do have an Alexa here in the kitchen. And each school kid has an alarm set from the Alexa to let us know when they need to get ready to go to school. So this little girl that usually comes at 1:45, she's usually here by now, and the alarm will be going off in about 5 minutes to let us know that she needs to get ready for school. But apparently we can just ignore that alarm today because she's not here. So my next child should be arriving in about 5 minutes at around 8 o'clock. She is my second toddler for the day. So she always comes Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and then she's at home on Mondays and Fridays. But right now we're just playing in the toddler playroom, and like I said, I just have the two right now. They're siblings, brother and sister. So it sounds like my toddler just arrived. So Macy's here. Good morning, Macy. Morning. So in the kids' bathroom, I like to have a diffuser going all day because sometimes the stink is pretty bad. So I just fill this diffuser right here, and then I put just a nice scent in there, so orange. And then I just have it going all day because, yeah, the stink can get pretty bad sometimes when you're changing bums. So I have my diffuser going. A baby sits in there, that's right. Yeah, we gotta share the pizza. We gotta share it. But Ren, you have to share too. So right now I have 3 kids in here. So I have my 2 toddlers for the day, and then I have a kindergartner. So he goes to school Mondays, Wednesdays, and every other Friday. So he'll be here with us all day as well. And then, so my next child won't be here until about 9 o'clock is when he usually arrives. But his parents are actually on vacation right now, so he's staying with grandma. So I really don't know when he's going to be coming today. So I guess he'll come when he gets here. So right now it is 8:07. So I'm just gonna give the kids a warning for cleanup time. So there's a song I usually sing, and it goes something like this: 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes till it's cleanup time. And you're gonna put it in the oven? Yeah, yum. That pizza looks so yummy. You gonna go put it in the oven? Yeah. Oh, what did we say to Ren? Say, excuse me, Ren. Good girl, good manners. Yum, can't wait for that pizza. Okay, so for breakfast, we're just having bagels and watermelon and cheese. I usually let the kids pick what they want to eat. I'd rather, them eat what they're picking than me putting food on their plate and then them just wasting. So some kids don't like cheese, which is fine, so I don't give them cheese. Some kids don't drink milk, so I don't give them milk. Stuff like that. It's just, when you work in this field, you kind of have to pick your battles. And when it comes to food, that's one battle I'm not willing to fight with. So the kids are all really, really good at eating fairly healthy. They do eat, I do find things that they like, such as like fruits and vegetables that they do like. So I'm completely fine with them not eating everything that I make for lunch. So yeah, I literally let them just pick and choose what they want as a serving. So by all means, I do not make them a totally different meal or anything like that. I make what I make, and then I ask them what do they want from what I just made. So that's kind of how I work things when it comes to meal times. So we're done eating. So what I usually like to do is I get the older children to go and wash, and I usually have their toothbrushes set up for them. So they wash their hands and then they brush their teeth. The younger children here, I usually keep at the island here with me while I clean. So right now I am just pulling them back so I can spray the counter and wash. So this is how I kind of keep my place clean as the day goes on and stuff. So if I clean right after we're done eating, then it's not so much for me to clean when they're taking a nap, which is when I do a good majority of my cleaning. So right now I'm just using Method all-purpose cleaner, and it smells absolutely amazing. So I just spray the island where they were eating, and then I just use paper towel to wipe it up. So hopefully I'm not getting you guys dizzy here, but yeah, so that's basically how I try and keep my place clean, by just cleaning up right afterwards. The toddlers are really, really good, and they're very, very patient toddlers, just sitting nicely and waiting for me to finish cleaning. And then I usually unbuckle them, and then we go and wash our hands and brush our teeth together. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so right now we're just in the bathroom and the girls are just waiting in line really nicely. So the first one just finished washing her hands. And then I have this timer here for the teeth brushing thing. So right now she's brushing her teeth and then we wait for the timer to go off and then it's the next kid's turn. So they wash their hands and then brush their teeth and then they wash their face after they're done brushing their teeth and then they put it in the dirty bucket here.
Good job.
Good job. That's right. Good job. And like I said, I have their, in case anybody didn't see my other video, so I have these little containers here that I got from Walmart, and then I just have each of their names on there, and then they have their own toothbrushes and their own toothpaste in here. So now what I usually do is we have free play, so we are gonna be playing in the rooms. So the older kids are playing in their room there, over there, and then so we keep the doors open so that I can hear them. And my older kids are usually pretty good because they know the rules, so they play really well. And then I usually sit in here with the little girls, my little toddlers, and play with them. So this is kind of what I do during playtime. I sit on the floor here in the toddler room and I play and interact with the toddlers. And as you can see, I'm right by the door. This is exactly where I sit, so right by the door here. That way I can see any more of my kids coming, because that's the front door right down the hallway here. And then just around the corner right here is the other playroom. So I have my ear open and I listen for the older kids. And of course, if I hear any fighting or anything that they shouldn't be doing, then I'm quick to get up and go over there and talk to them about it. But for the most part, they play actually really, really nicely in that room. So I just wanted to point out how I change my toddlers. So what I usually do is I'll have one on the change table here. I just don't want to get there in the picture. And then I usually put out this bucket of books, and then the other one just sits there and reads while I change the other one. So that's kind of how I like to do my diaper changes, just like this. And it works for me. So, and they're really, really good about this. So right now we're just having music time. The girls wanted to dance, so. So after music and dance or gross motor, we're gonna sit and we're gonna do some circle time. So we just moved the table out of the way and we're just gonna sit right here on the toddler's nice, comfy, cozy floor, and we're gonna do our circle time. Okay, we're gonna start our morning songs. Ready? Good morning, boys and girls, how are you? Good morning, boys and girls, how are you? Good morning, it's a lovely day. I'm glad you came to play, how are you? Okay, we're gonna do our letters, so we only do a few letters. Yep, so we're gonna read this book, and it's called The 12 Days of Valentine's. So after circle time, we get the beds ready for the toddlers to sleep. So one toddler sleeps in this room here, and then the other toddler I actually have sleeping in the other room, just because they do tend to wake each other up. So I usually have them separated here. So we're just setting up the beds right now. So I usually close the blinds here. So we have the beds laid out. So the first child sleeps in here. So it's just her cot with the sheet and blanket, which I provide those. And I just have them stored up here in their reading area there. So their buckets are labeled, and I just put their sheet and their blanket in their buckets there. And then if they get soiled during nap time, then I wash them that night. Otherwise, I just put them back in their buckets and I wash them every Friday. So that's kind of how I do things here. So I set the beds up. I make sure that the diffuser, this is a diffuser, it also plays music. So I make sure that that's filled, and so when it is nap time, I can just come in here, turn it on, and turn on the music. And then this is a little night light as well, baby monitor, so I usually have that on and ready to go as well. So that's for this room here. And then I have my second toddler set up in this room here, so right next door. So right now I am just getting ready to make lunch. It is 11 o'clock. So what I usually get the kids to do is, so the living room is right here for those of you who haven't seen my daycare setup. So they're sitting right now on the couches here, and they are watching a show, and I have the table set out for the older kids, and the younger kids usually sit here at the table here. So as you can see, this is the kitchen, and they are literally right there in the living room, so I can keep an eye on them as I'm making their lunch. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Okay, so this is our lunch. So right now we're going to have popcorn chicken, and that is plum sauce, and that's ketchup, and some rice and salad, and some milk. So that's what they're going to be having for lunch. So after we're done eating, we usually just come in the bathroom here again, and we get the kids to wash, and I change them, and then we get them ready for bed. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so we're just gonna get her laying down. There you go, sweetheart. And then I'll turn the music on for you. So then I usually come over here and I turn on her diffuser, so you can hear it going. And then I change the light to what I want it to be. I can change it to any color. That's why I love this owl thing. And yeah, you can change the color on this to any color you want. So it plays the music, and it has the diffuser going. I have lavender oil in there. And then I usually turn this little night light on as well for her. And so there's that. It makes it a nice, peaceful, quiet time for her. So, okay, and she knows that if she lays nicely, Kathy will be back in a bit to rub her back. So now I just go and get my next toddler, and I do the same for her and put her into this room. So I'm just gonna go and get her and do that, get the boys all ready for their quiet time, and I'll be back. Okay, so right now I have both my toddlers in the rooms laying down. I'm just gonna go in and check on them right now. I usually sit with them and rub their backs until they fall asleep. I start with the one first because she falls asleep the fastest, and then I usually move on to the second room and I rub her back, but a lot of times she's usually sleeping by the time I get in there, so fingers crossed that happens today. My older two boys are in the living room, laying on the couches, reading books right now, and I just heard my husband walk in the door, so my husband is now home, so he's going to be watching them as I put the girls to sleep. So I'm just going to go in there right now. And my first one is already asleep. is about 12:30 and I got both toddlers to sleep, so they're both sleeping right now. I usually let them sleep till about 2:30. So right now I usually take this time to clean up the kitchen, clean up lunch, and then I usually take this time to catch up on paperwork. So we're just gonna turn on the lights here. And my older kids fell asleep in the living room there. So they'll wake up as soon as I get the toddlers up. That's usually how it works. The toddlers usually like to wake them up, so. So we're gonna wake up the first toddler here. As you can see, she's still fast asleep. So how I like to wake them up is nice and gently, just like open the doors a little bit, let them kind of get up on their own, and then we just kind of go from there. And here's my other toddler, again, still asleep. So I just open the doors here gently. Oh, and then they wake up. Good morning. Hello, did you have a good sleep? Good job. Good morning, Macy. Did you have a good sleep? Yeah. Okay, let's turn on the lights and let's put our beds away, okay? Okay, so for snack today, we are gonna have pita bread and cucumbers and ranch dip. So this is what they're having for snack. So a lot of them don't like dip, so again, I ask them if they want it, and if they don't want it, I don't give it to them, just so we're not wasting food, so. Okay, so it is now almost 3:30 and we just finished doing craft. So the kids just did Valentine's Day dinosaurs. So that's their craft right there. So how I clean up after craft is I usually let the older kids go wash their hands and that kind of thing, and they go and play in the playroom. And then over here I actually wipe down the counters and everything as I push the toddlers away from the counters, and then I wash all this down and clean everything up. So in case you're wondering how I go to the bathroom with two toddlers, I actually just get them to sit down there with some books, and then it's right across from the playroom there. And then I just go to the bathroom here. My older kids are occupied in the other toy room, so I don't need to worry about them. It's just my toddlers. But my toddlers will sit there and read books while I go to the bathroom. So right now, one of my kids just left. It's 3:45, I believe. Another one of my children usually leave around 4:30. So we are actually gonna go outside and go to the park, which is right across the street from my house. So it's very, very convenient. Okay, well, we're back from the park. We weren't there very long, probably about, I'd say maybe about 15-20 minutes. It's very, very cold and windy out there, so the kids were complaining that their hands were cold and stuff, so we ended up coming back. So right now, we are just gonna be playing in the playroom for now. I have 3 kids left, so one's gonna be leaving in about 20 minutes. And then the other ones usually leave in about an hour or so. So we're gonna play in the playrooms for a little bit. Okay, so my child that leaves at 4:30 actually just left now. It is 5 o'clock, so she was here half an hour longer than she usually is. So now I only have 2 kids left, and they're brother and sister. So they usually leave at around 5:30. So right now they are actually just in the living room watching a show. Okay, so my last 2 kids just left. It is 5:15, So they actually left a few minutes earlier. So that means that I'm done. So that's my video. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And for those of you who have, thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. So until next time.